question. Let's start with the incident at the end of the race, shall we? Carlos and Checo having contact. How are you feeling about that? What are your initial thoughts? I've just spoken to Fred as well.
Well, look, pretty aggrieved about it because it's done a huge amount of damage, going into another race next weekend. And it was, to me, from what I've seen on the replay, it looked unnecessary because obviously, Checo's had a run around the outside of Charles. They've gone in deep at turn one. Carlos has nipped up the inside. He's then tried to go around the outside of Charles at turn two. He's got a bit wide there, which has allowed Checo up the inside of him. And then it's just a straight drag race up to turn three. And if you use the wall on the right as the reference, you can see Checo is in a dead straight line. And unfortunately, Carlos, you see him look at the mirror and he's just drifting left and left and left. And then you get the contact. So hugely frustrating.
So you do feel that the fault was on Carlos's
Yes, absolutely.
Up until that point, though, Checo had been having a really strong weekend, and the kind of weekend that is exactly what we'd all been, excited to see. We know how good he is around these streets. How do you reflect on the positives up until that point? Because surely that's reassuring, especially going into this part of the season.
Yeah, I mean, not to come out of that race for him with a result.
Yeah.
He was fast enough to win that race today. I think had Lando not backed him up on his outlap, he would have got the undercut on Oscar, and then he would have passed Charles, I've got no doubt. So gutted for Checo today. He should have at the very least been on the podium, but that's a great turnaround of form for him. It's a track he's always gone well at, but encouragingly the car was in a positive place today with him. I think we need to just understand the difference in setup with Max, who wasn't quite as happy with his car today. I
have to let you go, but can we just have a quick word on Max, because he's just seemed uncomfortable the whole weekend. Any insight you can give us onto that?
No, he's not been happy with the grip level of the car to the same extent that Checo. You could see Checo was able to happily run with the top three, hang out with them all the way through the race. Max, it was much harder, and then he lost a huge amount of time behind Alex Albon and Lando, that in a DRS train that then probably damaged the tyres quite a lot at that part of the race.